Alrighty, well, here we are on a Friday night, and this will not be uploaded until probably sometime after 2 a.m. my time. Um, I just wanted to come on because I was going to make a video on Tuesday and I didn't make it. Um, I was too exhausted, worn out. I don't know what I was. It's been kind of a heck of a week. Um, Sunday night, last Sunday night at work, I got ready to leave about 10:30. Go out to start my car. It started up. I started to take off and it died and it wouldn't start again. And don't know what's wrong with it. And called my sister and ended up, her and my niece helped me get home. Um, I was very appreciative of that because, they were both probably getting ready to go to bed because they both work daytime jobs. And anyway, so Monday, I'm normally off. I ended up calling and getting coverage for my shifts for Tuesday, Friday, and next Sunday because I talked to my brother-in-law, and he's my mechanic, and he can't work on the car until this Sunday. So I knew that meant I didn't have any transportation, and I live 20 miles from where I work, so there was no way I was going to be able to walk to work or anything because I live in the middle of nowhere, um, which is exactly where I like to live. Um, so then so I just kind of laid around Monday because I've been sick for, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks off and on, and I just can't seem to kick this thing. And I had been working a lot of hours, and that was not letting me get over it. Um, I'm feeling a lot better now. I still have a little bit of congestion and stuff, but it's not like it was, that's for sure. Um, so Monday was kind of a kick around, do nothing day. And then Tuesday, my friend Mary, you guys have met her on here if you've watched for a while. Her husband came over. Um, they have a little pickup truck, and there's really only room for 2 people in it. So he came over, he took me to town. I had to get my allergy shot. I was going to try to see the doctor, but since I didn't know when he would be able to come, I didn't have like a good idea of when to try to schedule a doctor appointment. So I just went in and got my allergy shot because I needed that. And then I had to buy dog food because I ran out. Uh, and it wasn't going to be an issue because I was going to have a car and I was going to go get dog food on Monday, but, obviously that didn't happen. So, um, yeah, let's see what. Okay, so we went and got dog food. We went to get the allergy shot. We tried to get my car to start. We could not get it to start. I ended up, we pushed it down the street. Like the house I work in is literally half a block from my brother-in-law's mother's house. So we pushed it down to her house, and I gave her the key, and that way, um, when I got a tow truck for it, it wasn't in the way like it was at work, at the house I work at. So, and then if my brother-in-law stopped by after work one day, he could take a look if he wanted to then. Anyway, so we pushed the car down there. Let's see, I came home. I think I vegged out. So, and I was calling a tow truck to have it taken to my brother-in-law's house. I was going to call a tow truck for that. Well, because of the distance, it's going to cost about $160, um, which I'll get reimbursed most of that from my insurance company, but it's just a pain in the ass. Anyway, so I was talking to my sister about it, and she was like, well, let's go meet the tow company there. That was, I think, Wednesday. And, we'll get it taken care of today, and then I won't have to worry about it on like Thursday or Friday. I said, okay. So I go to take a shower to get ready to go. I've got no water. And I'm like, what the heck's going on with the water? Well, apparently the water I have is not city water, but it's called county water, but it's piped in. And I don't have sewage, it's just the water coming in. They had a water main break, and everyone on my road was affected, and then some other people on other roads. It's all rural area here that this water company serves. So anyway, I called and they said, it was going to be for a little while. They had to, get work done on this water main. Okay, so um, I called my sister back and I said, let's don't do it today. And then she said, well, I just talked to my husband, my brother-in-law, and he said, leave it at mom's. He'll work on it there. Okay, that's going to work better. That's going to save me some money. All right, so let's see. I don't even know. I've lost track of days. It's just been a rough week. So then this morning, well, we had some. Oh yeah, last night I was watching TV and the dogs were out there with me, and they like to get in my lap and everything. Well, all of a sudden Daisy just freaks out and starts clawing on me, like pawing on me, like she's trying to get in my skin, and I'm like, what is her problem? And I had heard the wind, then I heard the thunder, and she's the one that's storm phobic, so she was having a little bit of issue with the storm. So I came in here because the only thing I can do for her is try to make her comfortable and keep her calm. And the one thing that satisfies her is to go under the computer desk. So I came in here and turned on the computer and went to get online, and I used up all my internet this week or this month again. So fortunately I have these tokens that you get free ones every month, so I used a token, but they don't give you very much internet, so I'm not watching YouTube videos on my computer, because if I do, then it uses up all my token. And I have a couple of tokens, and I have to go until Tuesday before I get more internet. So yeah, or I can use it between 2 a.m. and like 8 a.m. So I have this program that I can download videos and movies and stuff during that time period. So then I can watch during the day, but it just means I can't go in and comment like I want to. So I'm working on that. Anyway, excuse me. So I have no internet. My dog's freaking out. She's under the desk. She's happy now. It was a very, very short storm. Apparently there was quite a bit of wind. So this morning I get up. Well, I was awoken by a certain spotted one. And, he wanted to go out. And he does this. He wakes me up before I'm ready to get up. And I open the door and let him go out. And then I go lay back down. And when he's ready, he barks at the back door. And I come and let him in. Well, I did all that. Let him out and everything. And I sat back down. I sat in the recliner. And I was sitting there. And it was quite a while. And usually, first thing in the morning, he goes out. He takes care of some business. He wants right back in. And then I feed him. Well, he didn't want right back in, and I couldn't figure out what was going on, and I went and I looked out and I called him, and the gate is standing open, wide open. Well, we had some wind a couple of weeks ago, and my gate has a regular, flipper thing, but it's not really, doesn't work as well as it should, and the gate also has a chain around it, which I haven't used in a while. But a few weeks ago we had a pretty good windstorm, and that flipper thing is kind of a little bit off, so it will blow in to the gate open. It doesn't go out, so I didn't worry about it because the dogs couldn't push against it and go out. But the wind it was strong enough that it pushed it in and opened it. And that happened a few weeks ago. And I didn't think anything about it, and so then we had that wind last night and that storm, and son of a gun, it blew that gate open. And, they're like, woo, the gate's open and we're running. So, yeah, he's out cold. Yeah. So they took off, and I don't know where they were. I couldn't, I called them and stuff, and my knees are pretty bad. I can't go running down the road looking for them. And I have no car here. So it had been an hour. I'd go out and I'd call him and I'd yell, treat, because usually he'll come running right now for that. And I got nothing, no response. And usually Daisy will come, even when he won't. She'll come, you know. I mean, they've only been out maybe 4 times since I've lived here, and obviously all accidental. I don't let my dogs run free. So, you know, it'd been an hour and I was freaking out. So I called Mary, and she and her husband came down. And in the meantime, I'm like, okay, I gotta jump in the shower because I'm a mess, and you know, there's nothing I can do. If they come home, the gate's still open, and it was warm today, so I opened the sliding door so they could just come in if, you know, because they would if they wanted to come in. So I got in the shower while I'm waiting on Mary, and I was getting out of the shower, and what do I hear? Whining at the bathroom door. I opened the door, and there they are, and they smelled horrible. I don't know where they found it, but they got into some kind of poop and rolled in it. Um, anyway, so I closed the sliding door, and then I called Mary, and they were almost here, so they came on over. And when they got here, then Paul helped me give the dogs a bath. Thank you very much, Paul. I know you won't watch, but thank you, Paul. Yeah, because they were, oh, they smelled horrible. They were nasty. The Dalmatian had like rolled from his chin back to, you know, like his shoulder and whatever it was. He was nasty. But ended up being like 2 hours that they were out. And Mary is friends with the woman that runs the shelter, the dog shelter in my county. And so she called them and told them, you know, if they called in about them, they were microchipped and they have tags and all that. And so, you know, they would be my dogs, you know, and all that. And so she was going to put it like on their website that these 2 dogs were got away from their owner, and you know, to call and let them know, and they would get the dogs and get them where they needed to go. So anyway, so then when I called Mary and said, you know, the dogs came home, and she said, well, call over and tell them who you are and that the dogs came home. So I did all that, and then they told me that you should like take your dog's collar and with a permanent marker write your phone number or like the shelter's phone number or something inside the inside of their collar if it's a nylon collar, inside or outside. And that way, if they do get out again, there's a phone number for people to call. And she said, you know, because tags will fall off. So my dogs, you know, I could go out my backyard and with a metal detector, and the whole, you know, whole yard would beep because of the number of tags my dogs have, you know, lost in my backyard. Anyway, so that was good. And then Mary and I went to town so I could get some groceries and stuff. Well, then I find out that, you know, I went online to make sure that my check was direct deposited today. It was payday. And I could get, you know, some groceries and stuff while we were in town. And I looked online, and it doesn't even show my checking account. It just shows my savings account. And I'm like, what the heck's going on? Well, then I find out that, okay, a few weeks ago, I got this letter from this bank I'd never heard of that said, like, welcome, thank you for opening an account with us. And I'm like, well, this is some kind of a scam. I've never heard of this bank, you know? And then last week I got an envelope with checks. And I'm like, what is this scam, right? I never got anything from my bank. Okay, so I call my bank and I say, what is going on? Where, you know, where's my checking account? And she says, well, didn't you get a letter from this new bank? And I said, I got a like card thing that said, welcome, thanks for opening an account with us. And then I got checks from them, and I honestly thought it was a scam. And she said, I said, did you guys send a letter? Well, no, they were supposed to tell you everything. Well, why would I believe this new bank I've never even heard of when you're my bank and you didn't send me anything, right? So all my money got deposited in this new account with this new bank. I had the checks in my bin for shredding. I would have shredded those checks. So, okay, so my money's in this other bank that's in another town. It's not in the town I work in or live in. It's in the town I used to work in, which is like 3 towns over. So So I take one of those new checks from that new account, and I write it out to cash, and I go to my old bank, and they won't cash it because I don't have an account with them. I have my savings account, but I don't have a checking account with them. I'm like, it's not my fault I don't have a checking account with you guys. You gave my account away. So I went inside, and I finally got that all squared away. Oh my gosh. It can be crazy, man. So anyway, so then we went to the grocery store and I got some stuff, and then we got some lunch, and we came home, and I went to sleep, and the dogs went to sleep, and we slept for 3 hours, and the phone woke me up. And they have been sleeping since. Well, no, they went outside for like 10 minutes or less. I put their dinner out. They didn't eat. They have not eaten. They ate their breakfast after they came home from their little jaunt. They didn't eat dinner. They have been out cold since then. Check this out. I will show you what running for 2 hours and being exhausted will do to you. That is what will happen. Well, actually, that's not entirely true. The last time he got out was Thanksgiving, when I had everybody over, and the door was opening and closing a lot. And the whole week after that, he just limped around like crazy. And he's learning. He's not a young pup anymore. He's 7.5. So today, after I got up from my nap, and when he went to get up, he could hardly move. So I did give him some dog painkillers, because I don't want him to be miserable. So part of that's probably the medication, but a good bit of it is, running for 2 hours and getting into poop and then having to take a bath. So, yeah. Yeah, he'll probably be like that for a while. Anyway, okay. Well, that went on a lot longer than I intended. I was going to show you, I've been knitting a little here and there. I did make a hat for a guy I work with. It's this on the inside and this on the blue on the outside. And I didn't really follow a pattern or anything. I just kind of guessed, and I guessed a little bit off on the variegated. But that's okay. It'll work. And I did it on my, toy. So, but it was fun. It was fun to do. And I wonder. I mean, this fits my head, and I have a pretty big head. And I know Pam did one that was too skinny for an adult head, and I wonder if it was a difference in the yarn. This is all on worsted weight, so I don't know. I just think probably a heavier weight would have made it a lot smaller. And the other thing that I finished recently was another pair of socks, which I have to take one of them off to show you. See, there's no mistakes. So I don't think any mistakes on that. Anyway, so yeah, that's what I've been knitting. I'm out of sock yarn now, so I'm gonna have to order some. And I guess that's it. I'm gonna get it in under 20 minutes. I just rambled on and I will talk to you all later.